This shop looks popular today. Wonder what the occasion is. Butterfly do. Oh, Sigewinne's here too. Hey there, Sigewinne! Hello there, Traveler and Paimon. I hope you're You bet we are. So anyway, what do you do? The Duke insists I take regular. This one just so happened to coincide with a promotion for a new skincare product, so I came over to take a. Wait, you? It's called Beautés en Fleur, and it's run by the Fontaine Beauty. Oh wow! You're a maritime flower? What's so weird about that? Everyone loves beauty. I really like this role. The staff at cosmetics shops are. Oh, well, they sure don't want to make an enemy of the Romarit. Obviously, it's because of Sigewinne's love for beauty. Still, the truth is, I study this field because I cherish my. Oh, the words of a master beautician defy comprehension. Not really. Actually, Melusine aesthetics are. If I had to describe our approach, I'd say it's based on cuteness. Oh. Really? Yep. Still, I really value my current appearance, and in the process of taking care of it, I've ended up learning quite a lot about skincare and stuff. It turns out, my knowledge and experience is pretty popular with beauty product lovers. It came as a big surprise to me, though. Oh, Paimon gets it now. But speaking of your appearance, how come you look human? Ooh, wait, sorry. No, I don't mind. If you're interested. A shape-shifting story? Oh. Long ago, humans rejected Melusines, and Melusines feared humans. There was one Melusine who became fascinated with human medicine, but no human wanted her help. And there was one girl who liked Melusines, so no humans would make friends with her. So, the Melusine became the girl's friend, and the girl became the Melusine's patient. Your checkup's all done. You're still in perfect health. Thank you, Dr. Melusine. In this game of doctor and patient, a friendship was born. Then, one day, the girl fell ill. The Melusine was the only doctor to arrive on time, but the adults sent her away.
Scram! Melusines can't be trusted!
So just because I'm not human, I can't save my best friend? In desperation, the Melusine approached the frightening witch. She begged and begged until she got a reply.
If you take this potion, concocted of sin, you will gain a human face and grow human limbs. But then, you will lose everything that attracted this friend of yours to you in the first place. Can you accept that?
The Melusine did not hesitate for very long. On a rainy night, a little doctor knocked on the girl's door. The doctor wore a hood and raincoat, maybe to protect her from the rain, but maybe also to hide a secret. The little doctor held the girl's hand and treated her illness, just as she had so many times before. Dawn came, and the little girl's condition improved. But the little doctor was long gone, for she knew her friend would never recognize her again. And so, since then, I've lived my life in human form. Most people who know me just think I was born this way. Ooh, a witch? A potion? Trust me, it's a truth. Must be the way you told it then. It just sounds so... yeah. Not every Melusine would take human form to save their human friend. That must have been a huge decision. Treating patients is a doctor's duty. We must always... It's so crazy that they turned you away just because... Well, Sometimes appearance can be a real barrier. But that was a long time ago. I like how I look. Paimon too! You're super cute this way.
Attention customers! Thank you all for waiting. Now, on behalf of our skincare partner, I'm delighted to announce that our
Oh, there we go. Let's have a look, shall we? Paimon, if you want to buy any... Really? Personal advice right from a leader of the...
Allow me to introduce our newest skin lotion, Butterfly Dew. I'm sure many of you have already read about. To say that it improves skin quality is an understatement. This product gets its name from the way it transforms your skin and makes it glow anew. We are thrilled to have the inventor of this fantastic product with us here today. Please welcome Mr. Rawat, a researcher from the Fontaine...
Thank you. Hello, everyone. I'm Rawat, and I developed Butterfly.
Wow, what a looker. He's a researcher? Wow, he's really champ.
It seems that everyone is surprised by my entrance. Or should I say, I'm well aware that researchers are generally better known for their brains than their dashing good looks. In that regard, of course, appearance is a skin-deep way of defining a person. And yet one's appearance can be a very real set of shackles. It can rob a young person of their self-confidence when applying for a job, dissuade a young lady from approaching the one she loves. But what if I told if our appearance prevents us from change, wash away moles, birthmarks, and wrinkles, and they can no longer rob us of our confidence. Replace them with luster and radiance, and we shall never again hang our heads in shame. That is why Butterfly Dew exists. Its mission is to allow us to shed our pupae, undergo a complete metamorphosis, and embrace a new life.
Well, whether it actually works or not, after that speech, Paimon's already sold.
Mr. Rawat, could I ask if you've used this product yourself?
Of course, I tried it many times while I was testing it. You can consider me a product ambassador.
Wow, then it sure...
Still, I don't expect to convince you just by blowing my own trumpet. So, could I get a vol-
Oh, Paimon!
Ah, what an honor! It appears we have a giant of the Fontaine Beauty Association here with us. In that case...
Sure.
Oh, is that Romaritime flower? They say she's the pickiest eater.
Here you go.
Well, it's very kind to the skin, and the absorption rate is high. Even for Fontaine. Wow, now that's high praise.
I'll take one.
Any discounts?
All right. Well, all that remains for me to say is, Butterfly Dew is now on sale.
Think we should buy a bottle too? Aww, really? Well, it's still good to care for your skin though, right? Paimon definitely feels kinda rough from being exposed to the elements all the time. And if you're worried about whether it's the right product for you, well, luckily for us, Sigewinne's here, so we can get an expert.
It's an honor to receive such high praise from you. To be honest, I was also...
With most skincare products, the pros and cons... Oh yeah, this one has instant benefits. Improving skin quality with... Don't worry though, I plan to keep using it. And I'll publish regular reviews in Beauté Sans Fleur. You can read my...
Oh, I was hoping for a more casual conversation, but you are...
Sigewinne! Oh, excuse us, Miss Beauty Expert. But do you think this product is a good choice?
Wait.
That's right, and by her side, the equally famous Paimon.
Well, I don't normally handle customer questions personally, but Butterfly Dew is made for all skin types, so no matter who you are, you can rest assured that it will be kind to your skin. If anything, it might be marginally more effective.
Why would it work better?
In the interests of protecting my trade secrets, I'm afraid I can't answer that, Miss Paimon.
All right then. How about a friend discount?
Save yourself the trouble. I'd be greatly honored to have both of you use my product.
Yay! Paimon's private fund survives!
I can see why you might think that, but to me, finding new customers for Butterfly Dew is about meeting kindred...
Admirers of physical beauty.
It's nothing to be ashamed of, Miss Paimon. Most people claim to... This is a fact of life. It's only natural for people to desire...
You're right. Everyone
Look at the time. My apologies, but I have other things to attend to. I'll leave you with these 2 bottles of butterfly dew, and I look forward to seeing...
Paimon, I'd say there's no need for you and the Traveler to use... why? Is there a problem with it? The quality is fine. I just think there's room for improvement. I think I could add some... Really? Then why didn't... Researchers are very special. You can point out their flaws to their face and they won't mind very much. But if I'd mentioned it, he probably wouldn't have given you those 2 bottles. Ah, fair enough. If you're interested in the more effective version, I can write up a list. When you say more effective, you mean it'll make Paimon even prettier? As for me, it's probably time I got back to the fortress. All right, see you there then.
Full throttle!
Just up ahead, Traveler. The ingredients for Sigewinne should be nearby.
Gather!
Strike a pose! Our bond is strong! Rise with the sun! Burn it down!
Let's head to the fortress.
Rise with the sun! Try and stop me!
Whoa, the infirmary is packed.
Please, you have to believe me. I saw it with my own eyes last night. Another me! He looked exactly like me.
Got it, okay. At first, which finger am I holding up?
Your index finger, but I'm telling you, my mental state is...
Very good. Hey there, Your Grace. It's been a while, huh?
Ah, it's you two. Indeed it has.
No worries. Actually, we were looking for
This inmate came running to the guards in a panic.
a doppelganger. Doesn't...
And that's what I thought when the report first reached my desk. But we've inspected our records. Considering how certain he is of what he saw, I can only surmise that he...
All right, very good. Take a sip. Evaluation complete. I couldn't find...
I see. So, do you still believe there's more likely to be an issue with his mind than his body?
I have to assume so for now.
The rumor mill will go crazy if word of this gets out. The Marechaussee Phantom has requested my cooperation on a case.
No problem, Your Grace.
By the way, we have a couple of guests here who have made the trip just to see you. I imagine it must be important.
Oh, Traveler! Hey there, Sigewinne!
I'll be in my office if you desperately need.
Okay, bye-bye! So, would you mind waiting for just a moment? I have another patient. Oh, sure!
Sigewinne, we've brought him. And he seems to have taken a...
Okay, don't panic. Let's start by sitting him down here. Paimon had no idea how busy it can get for Sigewinne. Maybe now's a good point. Besides, it might actually be interesting to observe. This could hurt. So I said... Ah! Did his face melt?
It's anyone's guess. His face melted off shortly after arriving at the fortress. But since he's a Oh, this is gonna be awkward. We still need to...
Marashose Phantom?
Yep, it was a huge case. They bagged a few dozen crooks in one fell swoop. And this guy's the bad...
You done gawking?
Not yet. I need to check the severity of your ulcer. Don't worry. We Melazines have a very different sense of aesthetics from humans.
Don't patronize me. Do I look like a kid to you?
Hey, lose the attitude. You dare talk back to our head nurse like that?
Oh, it's fine. Okay, I'm going to apply the medication now. Look how nice Sigewinne's being. And he's so...
Can I leave now?
Wow, not a peep.
Thank you, Sigewinne. And I apologize for the trouble.
So, Traveler? We did, but... Oh, don't be silly. I agreed to take a rest here if you want. Or alternatively... That's right! Let us help you out! Good point. Don't worry. I'll take a look. I gotta warn you, though. It'll be tiring work. We're ready, Sigewinne. What's our first mission? I found the perfect job for the Traveler. First, I'd like you to lie down in this bed. What for? I need you to... What? Oh, is it that difficult? Oh! I sure did. She was way more interested... Well, this is... no time to explain. My next patient will be here any second. Please, just do as I say. Okay. Your mother has enough on her plate with a busy job. Oh, the last thing she...
I know. I shouldn't I thought I'd be able to have some fun here at the fort.
All right. Sit yourself down and I'll take your temperature.
But Doc, it's so bitter. Do I really have to drink it? I mean, I'll be fine. Can't you just write me a note saying I'm on the mend?
Hush.
Huh?
Well, if you want to rely on your own immune system to clear up your fever, oh, then you'll have to tough it out like... Hang in there, Traveler! Are you gonna puke? Paimon can get you a paper... As long as you're tough enough to get through the nausea and dizziness caused by the high fever, you'll be right as rain
And...
Hey! Wake up! Put it this way.
I think maybe I'll take that...
Oh, of course.
It's so bitter.
All done. Great job, you two. That kid really doesn't know what's good for him. His mother's a guard here. She's been working back-to-back shifts lately, but he was quite happy at first. He seemed to think that the Fortress of So you made us put on that act just to scare a kid into taking his medicine? That's a pretty... Oh, you had a teacher? She was human. Oh, sorry. Oh, it's fine. I really liked my teacher, so it's always nice when I get to talk about her with... She was a traveling doctor. And since she didn't have a clinic, she used to say, if you can scare the little... She sounds like a pretty strict teacher. Strict? Well, that's not how my teacher... Strange way for a doctor to describe them... as it happens... Oh, wow, yeah. Yep. All the children she treated thought she was a witch. Why does it almost sound like you're envious? Oh, because I am. If she was here, all the children... A doctor who looks like a witch. True, they wouldn't dare try... Oh, me, on the other hand, that's actually a good thing, you know? Oh, my next patient should be arriving now. Would you mind lending me a hand again? Sure thing! On to the next mission! Is it nighttime already? That flew by. You real... Well, thanks to you. Aww. Should we get some rest? Oh, there is one last thing. Confidential? Are you... It's fine. You're not living here anymore, so... Wait, you mean... My patients refuse to eat any healthy meals I prepare. Considering even the chef's version... You want to find out? I can teach you how to make it. That way, if you ever suffer from exhaustion on your future travels, you can... The ingredients are ready. Now, put them on. First, we add this special slime condensate. Stir. Yeah! Next up, xenochromatic crystals. You... Wait, are those from Fontimer Aberrant? Finally, we'll need some high-protein meat. Frogs are an... Oh! And we're done. Yesterday in the production zone, I noticed an inmate who's been working... Sigewinne really does have the...
Ah, head nurse. Got some
Just the one today.
Sounds good.
Sounds like they're talking. Thanks for your help.
Oh, it's no trouble at all. I only wish I could...
That won't do. If...
all right. Nurse's orders.
Well, I'm done with work for today. Seems like the guards and staff here have a lot of respect for you, Sigewinne. In just one day of helping you...
Head nurse, please, wait. I'm sorry to disturb you this late at night, but I think...
Okay, just relax.
The guard at the observation ward, Odilon, he told me to pass on a message to you. One of the inmates there...
You were right to tell me. I'll have to examine... Looks like we've got one job as medical assistants left. Look!
Light it up!
Head nurse, you're finally here. I'm so sorry for all the trouble I've caused you. After giving it some thought, I'm sure that I was probably just seeing things. Stress...
I totally understand. Still, I have to give you an examination before I can discharge...
Again, so sorry. I was in...
Oh, not at all. It's a lot to remember. First up, we have a little cognitive test.
Your pinky.
All right, I'll indicate... So it was a stress-induced hallucination? Well, we've certainly had previous cases of mental illness caused by overwork, which is why I carefully observe every...
Please, head nurse, you shouldn't blame yourself. I'm just still adapting, that's all. But thanks for looking after me. I'll be as good as new after a good night's sleep.
It can be difficult to... I suggest you take 2 days off to focus on your recovery. I'll take...
Great. I can't thank you...
Mr. Odilon, could...
Of course. I'm on guard duty in the administrative area tonight.
Guess you're finally done for the day now, huh? Yep. Oh, no rush! Seriously, tomorrow it is then. Oh, don't you worry! We will! After a Yeah, sleep tight, see. ripe like a log. Let's go find Sigewinne. Whoa! How is the infirmary even busier? Good morning, Traveler and Paimon. No problem. There's a bit of a complicated situation here.
You have to believe me. I'm telling...
You're in a medical facility.
Please, listen to me. I'm not Gascon. I'm Uy.
You're a horrible liar, you know that? We get all your mugshots with our arrest warrants.
You mean because of the way I look? I don't know what happened. I just woke up like this. Then you guys dragged me.
I brought you here to figure out what's going on. If you truly are the victim of an injustice, yelling isn't...
All right.
This is nuts.
Morning, Your Grace. What's going on?
Remember the case I mentioned yesterday? The one brought to me by the Marachose Phantom? Well, we've been
That's even weirder than what that...
The thing is, none of them have been able to provide any evidence whatsoever to support their claims.
And we thought yesterday was as busy as a...
We've compiled their statements. Have a look.
Wait.
Release? Interesting. The inmates they spoke of in their statements appear to all...
I noticed that too. If that's their plan, they're underestimating us a little.
All the more reason to be cautious. Lumberzar, check the release list for today and make sure no one gets processed. We're gonna need an excuse, though.
I'm on it.
It's conceivable that our group of serious offenders somehow found a way to switch places with inmates who are about to be released.
We did consider that possibility. But I mean, just look at them.
Only if they're dead ringers for the inmates due for release, I suppose. I gave you...
Yes, the inmates' mugshots were attached to the list. The only other thing that stands out to me is that their voices...
Oh, really?
Give me a moment. I think I know. It's not time to change your dress. Huh? Isn't that... This should be Honore. He has very severe facial ulcers, which require an operation in the hospital at the Court of Fontaine.
Yes, like I told you. I'm not Putton. I'm Honore.
So there has been a swap. Well, I can see what happened in Potton's case, but...
No, I believe it was the method is a bit like replacing a tooth. Take the bad tooth out, put a false one in. Traveler Paimon, do you Yeah, sure do. Then you can be my witnesses. Just... So, you're...
Yes, head nurse. It's me.
I need to do another...
All right. It's the cognition test first, right? So...
Now, try to recall if you can. The last time we...
I believe it was...
But that means...
Huh?
So, basically, last night, the Eric who said he saw another him suddenly... Sigewinne did another test before letting him leave.
Huh? I don't know about any tests last night. There was nothing to do in the observation ward, so I...
Well, in that case, there is a reasonable
So, what exactly happened?
The gang of serious offenders wanted to break out of prison, so they identified a group of scapegoats. Namely, last night, when Odilon was on duty, they ambushed him and had one of their group switch appearances with him using their face swap. Then, once all the other inmates were asleep, however, they made one mistake. Henri changed his appearance to match Eric's earlier than real Eric came to the guards for help, but we didn't know then what we know now. So we put it down to hallucination and sent him to the... However, since one of the gang members was posing as a guard, they simply changed real Eric's appearance.
Right, because I put Eric on the observation list by then, and no inmates on that list can...
Hence why the imposters had to pull that little stunt to...
Yeah, It all makes sense now! The Duke...
Well, I can't fault the reasoning. But I'm afraid that we ruled out the possibility of
Criminals altering their facial appearance to commit crimes is nothing new. In fact, we carefully examined all the suspects, and there is
So far, it seems more likely that the gang stole documentation.
Actually, there is a potion that can... A shape-shifting
Forgive me, head nurse, but this is the first time I'm hearing about it. If such a
Yes, I am.
But...
Please, trust me in my professional opinion as an experienced clinician.
At the same time, without any solid evidence, it's pure speculation. Yep.
Okay. Well, it was our negligence that meant we had to come and conduct these post-internment interrogations.
Your Grace, bad news. I paused the releases like you asked, but we were too late. I checked the list, and sure enough...
2 hours ago? That's before today.
So there really was a switch after all.
We should be able to catch up with them if we leave.
Not if that potion is real. They can just switch faces again after leaving the fortress.
Yikes! So we're at a complete dead end!
Well, technically there is one. We were only able to arrest this gang thanks to the help of a
Rawat? Isn't that the
Handsome? One of the crimes this gang is charged with is the manufacture. At first, he thought it was a typical case of intellectual property infringement, and thanks to his report, we were able to swoop.
What a hero! Bet that took courage on his part.
No doubt. This is worth following up on. As the one who snitched on them, it's highly likely that Rawat will be targeted by the escapees. That aside, since he's negotiated with them in person before, there's a chance he'll have some additional information.
Understood, Your Grace. My team and I will head to the Fontaine Research Institute right away. In the meantime, please keep an eye on the face switch victims for us.
Of course.
Miss Morgane, I'd like to come along. Well, I'm the one who discharged the...
Don't say that, head nurse. Your focus was on the inmate's health. Look, head nurse, I completely understand where you're...
Don't worry.
You say that, but still...
If I may, Miss Morgane, Sigewinne is the one who raised the potion hypothesis, and if you really are worried for her... Ah, there you go, right on cue. Knew I could...
Okay. Well, since this plan... Greetings. Sorry to impose, but I'm afraid we're here on urgent...
The marsh is a phantom. Let me guess, you're in...
Not this time, no. We're looking for a researcher.
What? He actually doesn't work on site here very often. There's a handful of researchers in the nearby area.
Just a handful? I'm on figure...
Well, I guess you could say he's popular, at least on a superficial level. He's blessed with good... But in all his time here at the Fontaine Research Institute, I don't think he's ever had a single
That's so weird. He definitely didn't come across like a recluse at that product promotion. I don't find that weird at all. He definitely didn't strike me... Really? Paimon couldn't...
Okay, we should talk with his acquaintances. But we also need to check the research...
Sure thing! We'll go ask around among the other researchers with Sigewinne. Excuse us, are you...
That's me.
Are you close friends with Rawat?
We're close friends? You mean because I told him I had feelings for him once? I should have known, really. Men like him, they just enjoy being
Okay.
Why would I know where he's at?
Ugh, this is getting annoying. Shall we go ask someone else? I think she knows Rawat better than she can. Maybe, but we're not going to get much. She's displaying symptoms common among people in love, if that's... It's curable? Oh, we're still no closer to finding Mr. Rawat. Oh, by this point, he...
Danger? Wait, why are you looking for him again?
Oh, that's right, yeah! The Marechaussee Phantom...
What? How has this happened? He seemed fine when I left.
Oh, I see.
Okay, but this is purely out of concern for his safety. I heard she raised him alone, that they had it pretty tough financially, and these...
Oh, okay.
Nope, sorry. I only found out the thing about his mother because it came up in conversation once. When I told him I had a crush on him, I offered to help him take care of his mother. And yeah, maybe the unbelievable. These guys only want to show you their
looks like her love syndrome is flaring up. We need to find out Mr. Rawat's mother's address. Let's check with the Marechaussee officers when we regroup. Cool, sounds like a... Hey there!
What do you want?
We're here to ask about Rawat, and...
Close? Not sure that's the word.
Huh?
It's been a good few days since I last saw him.
Would the patent in question...
Yeah, kinda. Butterfly do.
Okay, now we're getting some...
Most of the other researchers here focus on mechanics, energy, stuff like that, but I'm studying coatings. There's a huge I bought his product once, and noticed it contains a unique substance that might have applications in coatings, too. Don't get me wrong, I had no intention of plagiarizing his work. I was hoping to get official permission to use his findings in my own research, but despite that, he turned me down not once, not twice, but 3...
Huh, so is Rawat anti-so? Well, it doesn't look like we're gonna get any info. Wait, 1 second. Mr. Antibes? Next time you go shopping, you should buy some Buell fruits.
Huh?
Rev the engines!
Sorry to bother you, sir, but are you Bertram?
Who's asking?
Just some concerned citizens helping out the Marechaussee Phantom with an investigation.
Not anymore, we're not. Turns out...
Oh yeah? What happened?
The thing about us researchers is, most of us do what we do for some sort... He won't even let you work with him unless you sign a confidentiality agreement first. Also, he has better control over... Now that I've got my own technical solution for my compressor...
So that's what Rawat is We'd still like to know where to find him.
Wait, you're... Yeah, I know you. You're the head nurse at the Fortress of Meropide. Alright, then
Wow, turns out Sigewinne's got some...
Thing is, I have no real way of knowing where he might be. But if you want my advice, I'd say go talk to the peddlers.
Peddlers?
Yeah, back when I was working with him, I noticed he met with them quite often. Wouldn't surprise me if they were involved in some shady business together. The little I overheard was about manufacturing and selling pharmaceutical drugs.
Drugs? Doesn't he work with...
Who knows? I never cared to find out.
Thank you.
Welcome. Goodbye.
Well, that's all 3 researchers. Let's head back to the meetup point. You know, Heimat started out thinking Rawat was a handsome researcher with a friendly and cheerful person. So what's your view of... A handsome researcher whose difficult upbringing turned him into... So your thoughts about his appearance? Well, his looks are kind of a big deal. At least in Paimon's opinion. How you can't judge a person...
Head nurse. Traveler. I assume...
Bertram mentioned Rawat's involvement with some pharmaceutical...
Since he was a whistleblower on such a huge case,
how strange. If he was maybe he and his business...
You think he may have colluded with the gang?
Isn't that pretty unlikely, though? He was the one who blew the whistle. Most children who come to me with tooth decay have suffered pain for a long time already, but they'll still try to hide the...
I saw him when he came to make his report. And I certainly didn't get the feel you mentioned that he comes from a poor family. So, it's possible that by the time he discovered who they really were, he was in too deep. That
does make a lot of sense. It would definitely explain why he was so unwilling to cooperate with his fellow researchers. No wonder he's so unsociable. He must be on edge all the time with a gang of crooks breathing down. In that case, the situation could be worse than we thought. If Verwat was working with the escaped inmates, they're sure to know more about his whereabouts than us. Oh, there's a good chance they'll get to him before we do.
Based on the information we've gathered so far, he was last seen 2 days ago. If no one's seen him since, maybe we're too late.
2 days ago? So he went missing right—
That was the same day he reported the criminals, too. Not a good sign.
Don't worry, everyone. I believe we still have a chance. Yeah, he must have been worried that they'd come for—
All the more reason to find him as soon as possible. The only lead we have at the—
Yep.
Okay, then—
Rev the engines! Try and stop me!
Oh, you're dripping wet. That must be
All right, this should be the house. I'm pretty sure this was the address.
Okay, I'll knock.
Sounds like whoever's inside has restricted mobility. Oh, it seems serious. What's the fastest way to get this door open? Break the door down?
No, I'll handle it. Calm down. Deep breaths. Remember your training. Control your strength. And... it's open!
Seath, take a few people and lie in wait. Keep your eyes peeled for any activity around the house. The Traveler, head nurse, and I will go inside.
No!
Oh, there. On the bed, there's an old lady. That's... We could try, but she is very ill.
Well, doesn't look like Verwat's here.
Yep. Hello, ma'am. Might I ask if... hard of hearing, perhaps.
I have one here.
I'd like to show you a photo, ma'am. Looks like this isn't gonna work.
Well, looks like...
Is it possible he could have avoided returning here because he knew he'd be...
Maybe. But if so, where do we look next?
Yes, so.
I suggest we all return there now. We found a good amount of useful information the first time, but perhaps there's something we missed.
Sorry, officer, but could I stay here for a while? This patient requires...
Of course. Traveler, stay...
Also, I'd like some mark...
What?
If or what knows how serious is...
Got it.
Thanks for helping me out yet again, Traveler and Paimon. No problem. But... Yes, she's barely... Oh. Let me take care of a few things first. Yeah, of course. I can tell that her family has tried a lot of different treatment methods, including some very expensive medicine. Sigewinne. I'm on bets being a nurse. Yes. It makes me in Amelizine's eyes. A human's birth, aging, but human medicine can defy that law to some extent. But it was only after I truly became a doctor that I realized miracles don't always happen. Even the greatest doctors cannot cure all diseases. Sigewinne. Oh, don't worry about me, Paimon. A doctor's duty is at the very least I can lower her fever. Yeah, all the more reason to find Rawat to... Oh, her fever is getting worse. Could I get some hot water? Sure, we're on the case. Found the hot water? Sure did. And look, judging by this journal, it seems like Rawat has a private lab. There's a good chance he could be there right now. Oh, that's great news. The wet towel is ready. I'm giving you another injection. Are you feeling better now? It's all right. We'll go bring him back. Please hang in there. Thank you.
Full throttle!
It's Officer Morgan!
We came as soon as we heard the news. I can't believe we...
Don't blame yourself. Right now, we need... There's a mechanical door over here!
It's open. Let's go in.
How did they get in here? Captain, up ahead! Those look like our fugitives!
So they found this place too? Don't let any of them escape!
Picked the wrong test subject.
Captain, according to our list, many of the fugitives aren't accounted for. There may be others hiding...
So these guys were just the look...
The Marachose Phantom!
Wait, it's that guard from the fortress!
That's right, I'm on your side. I mean, the Duke sent me. What's the matter?
Mr. Odilon, didn't I tell you a few days ago that you need to stop all...
Well, you know...
Officer Morgan, this man is an imposter. The real Mr. Odilon has no recent help...
What?
Looks like the head nurse was right about the face-swapping method. Arrest them all! DuPont, stay here and keep guard. And watch the exit. If we're...
Got it.
Try
jars. Was this some sort of production? This scent. It's probably the ingredients used to... How come they're all empty? Did it sell so well that he ran out of supplies?
How strange. Why would Rawat choose to manufacture a popular product like that in such a difficult-to-reach location? Given our suspicion that he may have been coerced into the illegal drug trade, I would have thought that any production facility we find...
Perhaps Butterfly Dew is itself...
Do you have any evidence for that claim?
No, just a guess. We need to find Rawat as soon as...
Understood. Well, let's not...
Doesn't look like we're gonna get this door open. Let's find another way around. This one's closed too. What's with those carts and tracks? Oh, maybe it's one of those doors that opens when it senses cargo passing through. There's a loaded cart right over there. Let's bring it to the door and give it a try.
Shower me with this! Rise with the sun!
Dissipate!
Out of my way!
Don't slip and fall! This room's much smaller than the others. Judging by the implements on the table, this looks like a potion...
Head nurse! Over here!
Let's see... Huh? Perhaps they stripped him down... Yikes, Sigewinne! Where did that come from?
Oh, what a tragic way to go.
path leading further on, Officer Morgan. There's a whole bunch.
Are you serious? You're telling us that within a day, our faces are going to rot like yours?
Spontanean physiology changed dramatically after that great flood, and it's not as compatible with this.
Why didn't you say anything before we all used it?
Look, my plan got you all out of prison, didn't it? You'd have much bigger problems to worry about right now if the Marshal Say Phantom found out about your...
You're just lucky we didn't leave you in there, after you disappeared on us with no warning. We only let it slide because we're former
partners. Make no mistake, each of us is only looking out for himself. You hid things from me too. Remember how you each had a spare potion? You kept quiet about it.
Oh, and you didn't have a secret spare? Then do you?
Guys, that's enough. Calm down. What's the plan, Parton?
There is no plan. We followed him here on the promise of more juice. Besides, what does it matter now anyway? He already said, even if we did get our hands on more of that stuff, switching fate—
I said enough arguing!
The most practical solution is to continue using the potion.
Are you kidding me? This stuff was hard enough to get a hold of even when we had a supply. Now you're asking us to use it like skin loop.
Well, there is another option. But you'll have to make a deal with me first.
Okay, now we're talking. What's the deal?
I have a document I took from that researcher that details how to make a replacement. Just give me one bottle of the undiluted fluid. What's the problem? I thought you always kept reserves. What do you
think? That we were shipping them into the fortress of Merapi?
Well then, say hello to never showing your marred faces in public.
I've heard enough! Get him! Let's—
Freeze! Marshal Say Phantom!
What? Who let them in?
Officer Morgan, before anything else, please find out Rawat's status.
Rawat?
I don't see him.
Hand over the hostage now!
Spare us your condescending attempts to coax his—
What?
Arrest them all! Don't let—
Strike a pose! Calm down! I swear, it's for medical research!
Our bond is strong! Light it up! Light of the blazing sun!
Yoo-hoo! Let lightning echo in song! Dissipate! Lightning sheriff bomb! Don't be nervous! Just relax!
Huh. Gotta say.
Some patients respond better to—
Captain, we finished the head count.
Over there! The door's—
One group trying to arrest me, another trying to hunt me down. Good. I gotta—
How did he get up there?
Don't waste your energy. I already—
How naive. We have more people outside. If we're not back out by—
Well then, you'd better hope they get—
There's some kind of gas leaking from the pipes.
This is our distribution center, where we store the product derived from our source solution. We had to use special fire prevent. The pipe network here was designed to emit a gas for firefighting.
Why would you do this?
Oh, please. If they can't supply what I need, they're of no further use to me.
He's a maniac! Come on, we gotta find a way to open that—
Go ahead, struggle in vain. Once the last of you croaks, no—
Are you sure you're ready to leave, Potton? You haven't changed your dressing today.
You can't cure my face, just give up.
And what if I could?
Nice try. You're just trying to stall me. Don't you worry about me. I'll find a way to cure my face once I get out of here.
Oh, I doubt it. After all, Fontanians can no longer— The key component of the face-changing potion is the fluid left behind by dissolved Fontanians. It might look like ordinary water before the flood. All Fontanians were Oceanids. A potion made from that fluid could dissolve and reconstruct the face of a Fontanian. In much this theoretically, it could give someone any— But since the flood, Fontanians have become true humans. They can no longer—
Are you saying this potion is made from Fontanians dissolved with—
How could you know all of this? No, wait.
It also means that I have a formula you're unaware of.
I might get to make a deal today after all. Alright, keep talking.
Oh, it's not a formula, but a finished product. I have a bottle of it right—
What?
When I tried Rawat's skincare product, I noticed it had a certain special component in it. So I had my friends gather some other— I'm guessing his skincare lotion contains the fruits of—
Huh. Impressive guesswork. Yeah. But it only contains a tiny amount of the active ingredient. The effect—
Well, I found a way to reverse the dilution process, giving the skincare lotion a similar effect to the fluid it is derived.
That's impossible.
If I tell you some of the ingredients, I think you can figure it out. First, you need to combine tainted
hydrophantasms and transoceanic pearls.
So? Can't—
Sounds good to me. There's a delivery pipeline beneath this window. Drop the potion in, and I'll release you all.
Nope, not trusting you that easily. You're like those naughty kids who try to hide their illness. Open the sluice gate first, then I'll hand you the potion.
Even if you're not bluffing, your potion won't cure my face permanently. I'm not closing the valve this time.
Fine, then I'll just stand here with the potion in my hand. And when I faint from the
No.
It's open!
Disable that sluice gate! Jam it! Don't—
That's more like it. In that case, a promise is a promise.
Head nurse, there's too much poison gas in here. We have to leave, now!
That was too close. That button is a real nasty piece of work. Oh, don't be too quick to sit down. Moving around a little will help relieve the soreness. Same goes for you, Traveler. Oh, but Paimon, you should be fine, right? Flying fast is pretty tiring too, actually. Anyway, that's not important right now. Paimon's still shocked to learn that there's a whole— Shame I ended up giving the improved version to Potton after finally making it for you. No, please don't. Paimon doesn't want to use that stuff anymore. Still, it was a pretty good job that Paimon wanted to buy some in the first— Yeah, Paimon was just kidding.
Head nurse, I've done a final head count of our team and the criminals. Everyone's here. It's a shame that we didn't find Rawat.
What a horrible bunch. Especially that Potton guy. If he hadn't made good on that deal, we'd all be dead because of him. No, we wouldn't. I always keep a whole bunch of antidotes on me for emergencies. And one of them neutralizes that poison gas. What? Then why did you give him the potion?
If this is true, I must concur. Sorry to be blunt, but I think you made a bad decision. If he changes his appearance and flees Fontaine, it's unlikely that we'll ever find—
No, you don't understand. I gave him the potion precisely so...
What do you mean?
Oh, we gotta hurry. She won't last much longer.
Rev the engines! Try and stop me!
Don't move a muscle. I might be short, but I pack a mean punch. Captain, you're just in time. While I was lying in wait, I spotted this crook snooping around, trying to find a way.
Whoa. His face.
Are you... Potton? So this is where you were heading, huh?
What?
This is how Potton looked before his face was marred. His current appearance matches the mugshot on his arrest warrant.
Wait, so what's going on? Wasn't the whole point of the potion to disguise himself and escape Fontaine? Why would he
Enough of this nonsense. Let me...
You better pipe down. There's an old lady in there who's very...
To heck with it. Listen to me. I'm Rawat. That's my mother in there.
He's gotta be lying, right? Rawat was a victim in all this. He was
Forced against his will. Back when I was being coerced, everyone thought I was colluding of my own free will. And then when I actually became a criminal in my own right, you all suddenly... Amazing what a difference a handsome face makes.
Save us the speech.
You want an explanation? Fine. I'll tell it how it is. When I was just Potton, the whole world treated me with contempt.
Ew. What do you want? Get away from me.
Women despise me.
Collaborate? You don't look like much of a researcher to me.
My peers scorned me.
Mr. Potton, was it? I'm most interested in your research. Consider my offer carefully. I doubt you'll find other investment opportunities.
Only villains would work with me.
You want out of the game? Forget about it. Turns out, I slipped up a little. Left your picture with some Marechaussee Phantom officers. Easy mistake to make. Now they've listed you as an accomplice and drawn up so I suggest you put any thoughts of running away to rest. If you get caught by the guards
There was no way out for me until...
Mr. Rawat,
I became popular with women.
This new potion you developed is fascinating. Genius, in fact. Would you consider working with me?
My peers looked up to me.
I'm very interested in your research, sir. You must no doubt have offers from countless investors, so far be it.
And the villains even began to fear me. Becoming Rawat showed me what a superficial world we live in, but I did not hold a grudge. After all, this superficiality could be made to work in my favor, or so I thought. But alas, the world seemed bent on... Mother, I'm back. How are you doing?
Who are you?
I bought the best medicine Mora could buy, but nothing would cure her illness. In the end, I hoped she'd at least be able to see her son one last time before she passed, but when everyone else rejected me, the only person who cared about me was my mother.
I have to let her see me again. Even if it means donning my own wretched, ugly face. Well, is that enough explaining for you? Now do you understand? Let me inside already!
Have you ever considered if you'll even be able to look your mother in the eyes? Have you found a way to completely change your identity? You could
Why would I want to give up on such a lucrative business? The profits were dozens...
So you kept being a villain?
Villain? By what standard? Is doing evil deeds really what makes someone a villain in your eyes? Or does it all come down to... You have no right to judge me! You're all just fake people living in a hypocrite...
You're a villain to the core! Honestly, I don't see a villain when I look at your current face either.
Don't humor me. You don't seem surprised by my confession in the least. How long have you known?
I didn't know anything for sure until you chose to take that potion bottle and spare our lives. But if you're asking when I started suspecting you, it was the first time you came to see me at the infirmary. I had to confirm my suspicions. That's why I chose to join this investigation.
Are you kidding me? A young, promising researcher and a wretched criminal? What on earth gave you the idea that they could be—
Well, there were no visual clues. This potion's face-changing effects are very powerful, even as a melon. But I believe I understand humanity a little better than most of my kind. Humans have certain fundamental qualities that do not change with their appearance.
Fundamental qualities, huh? So you think you're— Most people probably don't know this, but I think I can guess what your deal is. Melazine constitutions are very close to that of what— You used it yourself, didn't you?
Sigewinne? Yes, you're right.
I'll bet it was back in the days when Melazine was either carry on living in the gutters as part of an alien race cast out by humanity, or become the head nurse of the Fortress of So you see, you and—
That's not important right now. You came here to see—
Huh?
A head nurse.
Don't worry. Back in the warehouse when I traded, he was willing to risk sacrificing his only chance of escaping capture by opening the gate in exchange for the potion. Also,
I see.
So before you arrest him, please allow him to see his—
All right. I understand.
Mom? It's me, Potton, your son. You recognize me now, don't you? Mom, what's wrong?
I'm sorry, but I have some bad news. I examined your mother last time we were here, and it appears that due to her prolonged fever, she's lost her eyesight.
What?
Your appearance no longer has any bearing on her ability to recognize you. But there are always other ways to remind our loved ones who we are. Wouldn't you say?
No, it can't be. Please, Mom, open your eyes. It's me, your son, Potton. If you really can't see my face, then here, take my hand. Tell me you feel your son's hand. I've done so much to get to this point. Please, you have to recognize me. No.
The temperature of his palm must have changed. I'm sorry. It seems I couldn't bring him back to you after all.
It's you. Thank you.
Of course.
Mom, why will you answer her and not me? Why?
No more questions, Potton. She's gone.
Mom?
I'm sorry to say this, Potton, but you and I are not the same.
The wait is over, everyone! The sale of our new skincare product, Romaritime Essence, will now begin.
Another skincare promotion! And it's selling as fast as last time. Wonder what people would think if they knew what was in the last batch. Oh, Sigewinne's here too! Hey, Sigewinne! Oh, Traveler Paimon, hello! Oh, I hope you two got a good rest yesterday after all your hard work. Of course! course! Nurse's orders, right? Anyway, are you here to take notes for your next article? Actually, I'm mostly here to help Officer Morgan wrap up yesterday's case. Ah, that reminds Paimon. That stuff sold like crazy, didn't it? Is it gonna cause huge problems? Nope, there's nothing to worry about. Unless modified, Butterfly Dew is an excellent skincare product that's completely safe to use. Besides, officers have already retrieved all Butterfly Dew purchased on the market. Now it's just a matter of disposal. After consulting Monsieur Nervulette, I came up with a way to neutralize any harmful effects, so it'll evaporate naturally without polluting water or soil. Wow, it's Sigewinne to the rescue again!
Thank you for serving as our consultant, head nurse. All the butterfly dew we recovered has been disposed of, according to your instructions.
Great! Good job, everyone!
Also, you mentioned you wanted a copy of Rawat's interrogation records. Well, after he saw his mother for the last time, it was like all his mental defenses came crashing down. Apparently, the formula was something he discovered by chance. Their supplier was Vache. But you could also argue that it made for a seamless collaboration.
Vache again, huh?
Make no mistake. The crimes of Vache, since the flood cut off their supply of primordial seawater, they've been forced to resort to after receiving numerous reports.
That sounds more like it!
Based on what he told us in his confession, we pretty much had him backed into a corner. Even though he made a point of distancing himself from the gang, he tried to throw us off his tail by reporting his accomplices, giving him enough time to transform back into Potton and see his mother But there was one thing he hadn't anticipated. Even though Potton had been missing for a long time.
So he tried this once before, huh? Guess he really did. Looking at the interrogation records, it seems like he spent the first sum of money he earned.
Yes, which is why I suspect that his initial motive for using the potion was not personal greed. Even so, he went.
I understand. Why did you want them anyway? Potton was one of my patients, so I need to put together a medical file for him. My teacher always stressed that a person's... Why are you still treating him like your patient? That may be true, but a patient is a patient.
One last thing, head nurse. It would be for the best if most of Fontaine knows nothing of its existence.
Of course.
Thank you for...
So, Sigewinne, did you really use that potion yourself? Why do you sound so surprised, Paimon? I told you all about it. It was quite a while ago now. You mean that story about the witch and the potion? So it was really, actually, genuinely a true story? Yes, it really, actually, genuinely was. But... I know. There are some secrets I can't tell anyone about. But considering everything we've been through together, I know I can trust you with them. Before I tell you, though, could you Of course! They're here too!
Good to see you, Traveler. Paimon. I trust all has been going well for you?
Big news, everyone. The Udex is out of his office on important business.
Is that genuinely something people would consider big news?
Why wouldn't they? Important business is a big deal.
Ah, yes, you're quite right. When someone you care about requires emotional support. After reading the Maréchal Phantom's report...
Take note. That, my friends, is how Monsieur Nervulette shows that he cares.
So the old friend... Oh, sorry. Paimon didn't mean...
I doubt she considers that title to...
Indeed. In fact, I believe Sigewinne would take it as a sign of affection. In those days, many people harbored prejudices against...
Wow. It's really nice of you two to...
Younger colleague. Well, that Sigewinne served a sentence in the fortress of Meripede hundreds of years ago. And after she did her time, strictly speaking, the head nurse has been around longer than most people in the fortress.
She served a sentence?
Yes. Long before I became Udex, there was an ancient... Initially, I and most researchers believed this law to have been imposed due to... But now, it seems more likely that the law was nothing more than an insurance policy. A way for Egeria to ensure that her people would remain insulated from the...
Ignorance is bliss, as Sigewinne had her...
Could you tell us a little bit more?
Certainly. Sigewinne does not object to her close friends learning about her history.
Even with their daughter so ill, they kicked you out? Stubborn. Shame that I don't have the...
Master...
I discovered a strange disease. One I had no choice but to experiment on myself to find a cure.
Then, I'll find a cure.
There's no need.
But...
As I said before...
I know. I'll do what...
Even if it means breaking...
As long as I don't hurt him.
Then I shall make one more final. If I am able to work this miracle, then if not, then it means I will leave you a parting gift. An accidental discovery.
When Sigewinne returned, the miracle had not occurred. She found a potion bottle and a note on the table. After using the potion as instructed, she gained her current form, breaking Fontaine's law in the process. And after I had confirmed the veracity of the events, I gave my verdict.
So that's what happened.
I fear Sigewinne only understood the full story after the truth about the dissolution of Fontainians was uncovered. When I reflected on all this with that knowledge in hand, I felt a deep sense of regret. As I use the law to uphold justice, there are times when I cannot help but acknowledge its ruthlessness. After the final details of the events surrounding Sigewinne's transformation came to light, I checked several sources and, thankfully, the legal code does not require Sigewinne to shoulder any additional punishment.
Wonder how she feels about all this.
Since she invited you here, I imagine she intends to speak of these matters with you, no?
You're here. The old friend I mentioned was my teacher. When she passed, her body was nowhere to be found. All that's left of her is an empty tomb. And even that's deep underwater now. Sigewinne, the witch who gave you the magic potion, she was your teacher, wasn't she? Sounds like Monsieur Nerville. After learning the truth... Well, to be honest, after But she was planning to... That's just who she was. Alright, but I broke the law. Simple as that. True. It's just... the way Potton framed it when he was at... You're not like him at all, and yet... You were still... Unfair? I happen to think just the opposite. If I had... What makes you say... I knew you'd be curious. Let me tell you... The verdict came down. This Melusine is guilty. The Udex defended the authority of Fontaine law, but he did not confiscate the Melusine's medical kit. And so, the fortress of Meripede gained a new little doctor. She still wore her hood and raincoat, even though it never rained in the fortress. Perhaps thanks to her human appearance, no one refused her treatment. She treated more and more patients, and her sentence grew ever shorter. Finally, the people of the fortress could not live without her, and though her sentence ended, she did not leave them either. Then one day, she received an invitation from the outside world. The location seemed familiar, and when she arrived, an old lady was waiting for her. She saw right through the Melazine's disguise, but didn't reveal it. Instead, she asked a question.
Tell me, why do you think you gained the respect of so many people, despite being a Melazine?
Because I look like a human?
It's been 50 years, Sigewinne, and you haven't aged a day. I think everyone knows you are not human. I finally found you, after all these years. I still remember, you know. It was you who saved me that night.
But how? I was no longer a Melazine by then.
Does it really matter if you're human or Melazine? I remember the warmth of your palm. It's quite unmistakable. And you know what? It hasn't changed one bit. You don't have to hide anymore, Sigewinne. These days, everyone wants to make friends with Melazines. And I think that it's all because of you. I'm sorry I couldn't say this until now, but thank you, Dr. Melazine.
Now that's an ending Paimon can get. After hearing everything Paten said, I wanted to tell him that it didn't matter who he looked like on the outside. I tried to treat him, but the roots of his problem had nothing to do. I understand. Thanks. Oh, it's nothing. Our plan. Oh, in order to restore the appearances of the face-swapping victims, the Maréchaussée. Well, even if you chose to destroy it, I still thought I should give it to you. Well, still. If this is the very last, Melazine physiology wasn't affected by the Great Flood, right? So that means the potion should, after all, from a Melazine point of view. Paimon, after everything. What was Paimon thinking? Leave it to me.